Hello everybody, my name is Ilya and I'm a starting level designer and environment artist, and in this video I will show you my latest personal project made inside of Unreal Engine. I will cover what is the concept of the level, what is the player's path, and what the player has to achieve. So, the player starts here. When he enters the level, he may already notice that tiny purple crystal, and that's exactly what his goal looks like. And he has to somehow reach it. But the main problem is that there are enemies who are searching for the player and who are trying to prevent him from getting to that point. This could be any kind of dangerous animals like wolves or something like that, or real people who are, for example, protecting that crystals, or robotic animals like it's made in Horizon Zero Dawn project. It doesn't really matter, and the player has to find his own unique path towards his goal. So he could, for example, hide in the grass so that he stays unnoticed, or he could hide using the cliffs. For example, he could hide in here. He could also use the trees to protect him, and he may use the mechanics to kill his enemies. So the player goes towards his goal, but still he doesn't know how to go like upside the cliff. And so when he goes probably like this or like this, he may move around that crystal to find his way up. By the way, he could, for example, climb this cliff to jump on his enemies and kill them. For example, there could be different mechanics on how can the player deal with the enemies. And after he was searching for the way to his goal, he may find this stair. As a level designer, I didn't work on the climbing mechanic because that's not what I was focused on. So the player climbs up and he appears here, and now he's feeling like relieved because there on the ground there are still enemies who are searching for him, but he's here and he's safe. He goes upwards, goes. He encounters another stair he can climb, and there it is. He reached his goal. But the second challenge for the player is to escape from this place, and his final points will be the place where he started. But it's dangerous for him because he carries his reward with him, and if he dies because of the enemies, he will lose it, and he will need to start from the very beginning. And when he goes back, he may notice that if he simply jumps or climbs down, there is actually a place to hide. So there is no grass to hide, there are no stones to hide in, and he may jump over his enemies and, for example, climb this stair and try to fight him if he has enough powers for it or enough skill. But he may try to look for another way to escape from this. So the enemies will be concentrated here in the beginning of the first stair. So the player may go up this like bridge, and he may notice that he could probably jump over this stone. And here opens the multiple path option for the player, so he could jump in here, and it would be also a good idea to put another reward down here for the player, like for reaching the for finding this like secret way. And he figures out that on the backside of this cliff everything is safe, so he could jump and simply enjoy this walk with his reward, because all the enemies are concentrated behind this cliff and he's here, he's already safe. They are searching for him, but they don't know that he used another side of the cliff to escape. And so does the player run to the beginning of the level with his reward, and here may also be a cutscene where the player starts to run extremely fast and the enemies are running for him, and so does he escape. Oh, I forgot to mention that in the beginning of the level where the player starts, here may also be a little cutscene when the camera moves a little bit forward, showing that crystal. Or the player may already know that that's exactly what he needs to achieve, and he will search for something that's purple, and then it's simple. And now I'd like to explain the way I created this. So I've created everything myself, all the models and textures. So the idea comes from a reference from Pinterest where I watched this idea of two pieces of cliffs and the letter between them. It was a low poly image, and I thought that it would be a good idea to recreate something like that and to turn it into a real game level. Everything is game ready, so for example, this tree is 2,500 triangles. The modular cliff pieces also vary from 1,500 to 3,000 triangles. I've created all the models inside of Blender, sculpted them in ZBrush, and created most of the textures inside of Substance Painter. I found that it's a good technique to draw the grass inside of Procreate on my tablet, and so did I do it with the branch textures. As you can see, they are, well, the location is stylized, and as I don't really need much realism, I found that it would be a very good idea to draw the textures inside of Procreate. And it turns to be a very effective method. I also used a new technique for me, the weight blended normals for the snow texture for stones. So as you can see, the snow texture will be always upwards. So it's easy to create some modular cliffs using only like 4 of them, because you can rotate them any degree you want, and the snow will still be in a right place. So let me return it back. So I used the Genshin Impact game to find the aesthetics I want to achieve, and I'm pleased with the result. So the whole atmosphere suits the game and how I imagined that. And you may also notice that here's a snow, and that's created via Niagara system. So it's a simple and a very small sphere which is following the player's camera. I did it in terms of optimization, because if I put the Niagara system on the whole location, that would be too much for the GPU, so it only works when in the player preview. So that's basically everything I would like to show you. Hope you like the concept and the level itself. The link to my Artstation will be in the description. Thank you for watching, and bye bye.